Hey guys, Iron Mike here with Lively Legz Fly Fishing, and today is not a fly fishing video. It's actually to introduce a new hunting product to the market. And if you're checking this out, I thank you very much for showing the interest and taking a little bit of time to watch the video. So I'm going to get right to it. This is the product right here. And it is called and this is what it will look like when it comes to you, except obviously that will be in a shipping bag, but this is the actual packaging. And I could read that, or you could pause it and read the back. But what it is it is a grunt enhancer. Okay, it's going to cause that chaos in the woods that it's not uncommon for when bucks are chasing or seeking or tending doe, that there's a lot of thrashing and other noises that go along in the woods along with the other sounds. And those deer live there. They know the difference between somebody in that tree stand just using a grunt, and in the past, more than half the time, I would say my luck with grunting is under 10% of the deer that I see trying to grunt them in to actually get them to come in. And they'll always stop. It gets their attention, sure, but they never seem to commit very often to coming to that tree. So I've been thinking about this for several years, and there's a story behind the whole entire flip out design that is actually on this packaging right here. It says scan to see it in action right there. You may even be able to scan that with your phone right on here. If not, it is also available on our website, but it's rather lengthy, so I'm going to get right to it. This is going to be like an unboxing. So as soon as you receive the package, you're going to receive this, and it's a little canister, right like that, and we are calling the Flip Out because when you attach it to a grunt call, and it can go on various grunt calls, it can actually fit on any grunt call on the market. Here it is right here, and it is so convenient. It doesn't make a sound, and it is 100% a necessity to have with you when you're in that tree, because I am telling you, the rate of calling in deer, and this has been an idea of mine for a while, but when I was coming up with the project, I'm like, that's not good, or that's too big, that will be noisy on the way in. And this is a compact design, and it increased my percentage of deer that came in. And I'm not talking deer that were going to be walking under me anyhow. Andy and I do a rutcation, which I explained in the length of your video, and all in all, over the 4 days that I was out there this year, 17 deer that I called to came in from that 90-yard range out right to the tree within a matter of not even minutes. They would make a direct line, like, where did that noise come from? So let's get into it. Here it is. When you're up in the tree and you're just grunting, sure, you're going to get that head turn, and most likely they keep walking because, like I said, they live there. They know what's going on. They know the woods. They know not many deer lay in their bed or just standing in one spot, just stand there and rip out grunts. Okay? It doesn't happen very often. And all my years of hunting, and I've been hunting since I was 12. I was fortunate enough to kill my 41st buck this year, which I am proud to say, but that takes a lot of time. I spent a lot of time in the woods, a lot of time scouting, and I put effort into my archery hunting as well as my fishing. So here's how it works. You're up in the tree, okay? You say you see a deer, and you can blind call with the two. I did not blind call, but I did have some deer come in that I was calling. So I was calling to one up here. It was coming in, and next thing you know, another one shows up. And I'm going to add my favorite clip just to this video to show you. I'll tell you the quick story so you know the clip. When I first saw the deer, Andy and I were hunting together. He's facing one way, I face the other, and I'm like, Andy, there's a giant shooter crossing it. And it was angling up the hill about 90 yards away. And I went like this. I said to Andy, I'm going to do this. So he stands up and he gets ready. And I pull this out. I would go, and that's all I did. Immediately that deer starts running, sprinting down, and I'm trying to put this on the hanger, and that deer gets to within 40 yards, and I get the camera out, and it's going like this. It's just standing there like, where in the world did that noise come from? And So it ends up angling towards Andy, and I stopped it in a spot that I thought was wide open. There was a tree there, and he had a little crease that he could have gotten in, but he hit a little far forward. We had a drone come in. The deer, we did not recover the deer, but it was an unfortunate mistake by me. Not to let Andy stop his own deer, but you know, I was worked up and excited. But all in all, this video is basically to show you what it is. So it's called the Lively Legz Flip Out. It flips out of this container. It is a grunt enhancer. So along with the noise that you can do walking, okay, you can make the thrashing. Okay? Or you can cause all the chaos you want. And that's exactly what happens when bucks are chasing does around or tending does, or, you know, being aggressive trying to fight other bucks off. So this is it. Let me show you a few other features about it. It comes in a little cylinder, and at the bottom there is and you can either to pull it out of the container, you can grab that. But this I thought about this. This hook is on here for multiple reasons. Number one, you can, you know, up and down with it if you want. Or the best feature of it is when you call and you see that deer's committed, don't even call anymore, because it's coming. I can guarantee you that. All 17 bucks, I never had to call to twice, and they committed. So this hook, just hang it on a bow hook and let it hang there. And then if you need, when it's hanging on your bow hook, you can, you know, do it and let it hang there. Okay? To pack it away, you just simply turn it upside down. I like to put it on my knee rather than up in the air, so there's a little bit of pressure, but I'm going to try to do this while it's on camera. And you snap the lid shut, and there you go. It's completely silent, packable, the whole 9 yards. So I want to talk just real quick about why does this work so much better than just your standard grunt, okay? And like I said, it was all trial and error. I did not intentionally say, hey, I'm going to make this great call, marketable product, until I saw the results this year, and they were just way beyond what I ever imagined. I knew going in I was going to have this call just to mess around with, see if it did have an effect, but it was undeniably the best tool that I've ever had while up in the tree. These bucks just came right in. In fact, I'll share a real quick story. I was only calling to deer that were within range, or out of range, to get them within range. I'm sorry. We did have several bucks, and they were smaller, walk right underneath us. And when I say right under, within 20 yards, I would let them get out to like 60, 70 yards, and I'd hold up the call and, you know, smile at Andy, and I'd be like, I'm going to try to call this back in. And honestly, they would stop on a dime. Now granted, they just walked through this area. They would stop on a dime and turn directly and come to where that sound was, and they just walked through there. So, but anyhow, why does it work so much better? What you're doing is you're creating that realistic sound that happens in the woods at this time of the year when this stuff is going on. And the call's 100% going to be most effective anywhere from leading up to Halloween till probably the 12th, 14th, you know, in the mid-November. You're not going to take the call out and just thrash and cause chaos and make deer come in on itself. Now, it has to be utilized with a grunt. That's why we're calling it a Flip Out Grunt Enhancer. And the reason it works so much better is because you're creating that real life scenario, and you are delivering multiple stimuli to that deer. Okay, and when I say that, you're setting up multiple things that triggers that deer to think, hey, there's somebody else in my woods chasing my doe around, and I need to go see who it is. And I put some research into it, and the part of the brain that is responsible for curiosity, aggression, investigation is the amygdala, and you're triggering that amygdala, and you're setting that whole scene to pique that deer's curiosity, aggression, and it wants to see who is there and who's chasing the deer around. So the product is relatively cheap. It's all made right here in the USA. It's something that you need to have. Everything will be shipped from our shop, made in our shop, or my mom's actually doing the sewing. She's a lot better sewer than I am. I found that out very fast. So if you would like to pick one up, please check out our store. We're going to carry them on the same website that we do our fishing stuff at livelylegz.com. And I cannot wait to hear the success stories of, you know, people who have one calling in their deer, because I know it is going to change not how you hunt, but your success rate of when you are hunting. Because all those deer that you see cruising from Halloween week till mid-November that are in that 90, 70 yard range, and you grunt at them and they just keep going, I can almost guarantee you that they are going to be within range underneath your tree after, you know, setting up this whole calling system like this. It's unbelievable. Andy and I, that's all we talked about after each night of the hunt. Like, there's not a deer that we're going to see that we're not going to call in. So it's really, really something that you need to try out. And my intention for next year is to make a whole video series of calling in deer, because I was just out on a regular, you know, rutcation, as we call it this year, not filming to make a marketable product, but it turned out so good that we decided to. So next year I am going to have like a series of calling in bucks, and I cannot wait for it. But yes, thanks again. Thanks for the support with the fly shop, and if you decide to pick one of these up, thank you for that too. And stay follow along for this year, and I can promise you I'm going to get lots of really cool footage with this tool. Thanks again, and best of luck in the outdoors.